one last thing I wanted to discuss. If you have somebody on your team ulting, they always have priority of the drone. Always. If your Bucky ults, you give him drone, you give him firewall. If your Magneto ults, you give him drone and you give him firewall. If your Luna Snow is ulting, you give her drone and you give her firewall. It is very important that whoever is ulting gets the firewall and gets the damage and speed boost. It is helpful for every single ult in this game. It does not matter who is ulting. Always enable ults. This is the part that bugs me the most. If you want to climb on support, if you really want to climb, you can reach GM, you can reach Celestial, you can reach Eternity through ult management alone. That's literally it. You need above potato aim, average positioning, and excellent ult management. That is it. That is all you have to do. Right? Like, and this goes for every support. If you are on Luna and you're right, if you are on Luna, you're over here, and your Punisher ults, you put Snowflake on this guy, you start clapping, and you only heal this guy for his ult. You do not heal the tank over here who is at 40 HP. I don't care if this guy is at 40% HP. If he's at 40 HP, maybe give him a clap. But if he's at 40% HP, you heal this guy. Everybody on the enemy team sees a Punisher ulting. They are all going to either A, run away, or B, shoot this guy. This guy has all the priority in the world. Everybody's going to be shooting him. Keep him alive and you win the game. It's the same thing with Ultron, right? If you're playing Ultron here, and your Punisher, right? Here's this guy. Here's you on Ultron. And your Punisher is running around. Give him drone. Or your Punisher ults, give him drone. And give him the firewall imperative. Or imperative firewall. Because everybody is going to be shooting this guy. This guy will be taking all the damage. You know where it's going. He is ulting. But it's the same thing for everybody, right? If Luna's ulting, most teams, especially as you climb in elo, most teams are going to try to kill the Luna because that's going to be probably the best bet, right? Or if you kill Luna, the rest of the team dies right away. So they're going to be focusing. Luna might get mag ulted. If their Punisher's ulting during your Luna ult, the Punisher's going to try to kill the Luna. There's some times where that won't happen, right? Like if you have a Groot and your Luna's ulting, the enemy Punisher, if they're ulting, they might just shoot the Groot because you can burn him through that, and he's so big it's kind of easy, right? So put one drone on the Groot, one drone on the Luna in that case. But you're always going to want at least one drone on the Luna because a lot of the times, if your Luna's ulting, she's going to be the focus of damage. If your Mantis is ulting, she's going to be the focus of damage, right? Whoever is ulting should have a drone on them, and it should stay on them for the duration of their ultimate. Remember, if your Punisher is ulting and he has drone, and you have a tank over here at 40%, especially as Ultron, right? This guy is at 40% HP. Keep your drone on Punisher. Even if your tank dies, if your Punisher kills the entire enemy team, you win the game. Your job as a strategist is not to keep everyone alive. This is the fundamental difference between eternity level supports and gold level supports. Gold level supports, their idea is my goal is to keep everybody alive. Eternity level supports, their idea is my goal is to win the fight. Right? You don't care if your tank dies, if your Punisher kills all of them. If this guy gets a 6k, great. Now your Emma has to walk back from spawn at the same time their whole team has to walk back from spawn, right? But if you swap this drone and your Punisher dies, right? You swap the drone here from your Punny to your Emma, and your Punisher dies, you are now in a 5v6 You will heal your Emma up, an extra 8% health, and then you die, and then your whole team dies because you did not support the ulting Punisher. You gave it to the Emma, your Punisher died, you're in a 5v6, you lose the fight anyway, just because you tried keeping your Emma up a little bit. Keep it on the Punisher. There's very few times where, even if he's at full HP, only if like you have, I shouldn't say only, right? There's exceptions to every rule. Like let's say your Luna's at 98% and she's low HP and your Punisher's at full HP, then you can swap a drone off of him. But you have two drones, right? It would need to be your Mantis is at 98%, your Luna's at 98%, and your Punisher is full HP for you to be like, okay, I'm going to swap one of my drones off of the Punisher. There should always be a drone on the Punisher when he's ulting, regardless of if he's at full HP, because everybody will end up focusing that Punisher. I can't tell you how many times, how many games, and you can ask any DPS player, they will tell you this. They're like, I was at full HP and then I just blew up in my ult and died. And I didn't get any healing. Because you'll be at full HP at the start a lot of times. And then everybody focuses you, right? Everybody runs around the wall, they get to cover, and then they peek. They peek and they'll all shoot at the same time, or roughly the same time, and you blow up and die. So if you're distracted trying to move your drone around, your two drones around over here on your support and your tank, and you're not giving it to your Punisher during his ult, you are actively throwing. This is a misplay. In almost every scenario, this would be a misplay. There are exceptions, obviously, like I said, but almost always, this is a misplay. So whoever is on your team that is ulting, they deserve drone priority, right? This doesn't just go for DPS. I don't want people to think you need to you know, ride DPS players. This also goes for your tank. If your Emma is ulting, she gets drone throughout the duration of her ult, no matter what. Give her drone. The only exception would be maybe Strange. Strange might not need drone. Like if Strange lands a 4 hit on his ult, like giving him the drone could help because that extra 10% damage could be the big difference between him one-shotting people in his ult and him not one-shotting. So it's still a good play, but maybe you don't need it in that case. But that's because half the enemy team is immobilized. Same thing with Thing, right? But for the most part, anyone on your team that's ulting, they get drones, especially for sustain ults. And even one shot ults like Scarlet Witch definitely needs it, and Iron Man also definitely needs it. So make sure drone priority on whoever is ulting.